All right. How you guys doing? Welcome back. Been a long time. Wow. Started with pneumonia, then it kept lasting and lasting, and then it was fucking. It sucked ass. Anyway, I'm back. So let's get let's get busy. Over the past week or so, obviously the market is just fucking all over the place, doing all kinds of crazy shit. Um, so there's nothing really to comment about that. Um, as I've said, it's just fuckery. It's stupid. Things that you cannot repeat, you should never consider. Things that are not repeatable. Okay, so you see GameStop, AMC, blah blah blah, all these things just blowing up. Oh, we're doing it because we're beating the man. That's just stupid. All right, that's not something that's repeatable. It's not something you should consider. That's not something you should trade, um, unless you're gambling or you know what you're doing. Um, so again, I'm going to say it. If you can't, if it's not repeatable, don't bother with it. All right. Obviously, the markets can be irrational for a very long time. That's fine. Let them be. As I say, let them keep bidding up prices on themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. Let them. The key is to find a way to make money. Right. Um, Personally, I don't chase shit. Let it do whatever it's do. I'll find every little nook and cranny that I think can give me some profit on the short side. Uh, I'll do it as many times as I have to until I get what I want. Okay, it's that simple. At the same time, you don't want to blow out your account, right? So you got to be willing to occasionally trade in the opposite direction to maintain your portfolio. All right, so let's start with the equal weighted S&P. We'll just go through the charts real fast. In a rising wedgie looking pattern, okay, we had the inverse roof, went up, came back down. It's not really following through. It's actually looking a little bit tired. Dividend weighted S&P is again rising flag out of this breakout. Not looking particularly very bullish right now. It's just testing the previous high. Not doing a whole hell of a lot. Transportation, same thing. Okay. VIX, nice little breakout, and boom, failed. Failed miserably. New York Stock Exchange, a little bit, above the previous high, which is a little bit more bullish looking, but not doesn't look great. Dow Jones came back into structure, rising F flag. S&P 500 is testing the bottom of this trend line. Now, I'm going to focus a little bit on here. Okay, if you look at the uh, the um, the space, the whatever. Okay, you see how space has this lower high, the M pattern, right? Um, it popped today. Another one here, AMC. Okay, popped a little bit here today, but you got that double top thing going, right? Then you got game, same thing, double M pattern, popped a little bit, failed. All right, so again, I'm going to look for this M pattern right up here, where you're going to get that lower high, okay, and see where that leads us. All right, let's see where this takes us. Let's continue on. Nasdaq, kind of the same thing, okay, lower high, so that's kind of reversing. I don't think this is going to hold. We'll talk about this a little bit later. Small caps, all right, they've broken down from this structure here, rising wedge. One second. Oh, come on, man. This mouse sucks. On my laptop, and I have a cheesy little mouse. And I have my gaming mouse, and it just sucks. Oh, hopefully this will work. All right, there it goes. All right, so it's testing the bottom of this wedge. I'm looking for more downside. IPOs have been, what's really leading the market. And as you can see, nice little bounce here. right there, kind of bounced a little bit. Again, no follow through, looking for an M pattern, ARC, M pattern, Google, and all the fangs. They did break out today. All right, it's a nice little break test go. Let's see if there's follow through. Again, these are not what's leading the market higher. Okay, I think what the market leaders are doing is preventing the market from going down. If anything, at this point, Europe is breaking down from that rising F flag. UK the same thing. Um, Germany, right, lower high M pattern. Um, Denmark broken down, has not really broken down, but broken out of structure. World Stock Market Index, same thing. It bounced off of this longer term trend line. Skip that. Airlines, they're just kind of fading away. Again, these shitty stocks, they're not following through. You had a nice little rise here. Everything was, pushing up because of that. Oh, the shitty stocks are going up. That's good for the market. While the market leaders were going sideways, and now this is going sideways as well. So again, not very bullish. Not very bullish. My little fear indicator, not doing anything. China, okay, broke down from that high base back into structure. Still in an uptrend, but it's not looking very healthy right now. CQQQ. Somebody asked me if Alibaba is a good buy. I would say just stick with CQQQ. I think this is the best deal right now. Nifty 50 double top. Okay, but it did break the previous high. So this is a little bit different than all the other charts. Japan M pattern. Taiwan M pattern. Cosby already had its M. Not looking all that great. Saudi is breaking down from the F flag. Australia, double top. Brazil, back into structure, but I don't know. It doesn't look all that bullish. It's getting further and further away from the upper trend line. Let me make this red now. Okay, this did satisfy it because it did break through, just didn't follow through, it just collapsed. Emerging markets, nice little bounce, possible M pattern as well. Emerging markets, EEM. The BRICS, possible M pattern. Skip that. Real estate, okay. This one is not looking good. It's been riding the bottom of this trend line here. There doesn't seem to be a lot of follow through. So it's just kind of going up because it feels like it has to, is what it feels like to me. Because the market is not going down. But beyond that, it's just nothing there. Financials, they got very excited. Little pop here. All right. Little pop here, 1, 2, 3 up. You can count it, but this part is not really telling me anything. It's just kind of backfilling more than anything. KBE, kind of the same thing. Oil. Oil at this point, broke out in a nice little high base, right? But I think this is probably going to be the last move up. Unless commodities really, the dollar starts to fall apart and really start to take off. I think this is probably going to be the last move up before it starts to correct. Gold breaking down. We were talking about this flag, bear flag, right? Now it's starting to follow through to the downside. Silver, after that, crash JP Morgan bullshit, double topped, came right back down. Nothing there. If anything, you short this. Commodities overall just riding to the upside, still looking bullish, still breaking out from this longer term pattern. Okay, right here. So it's doing okay, but it's getting a little bit tired. It's a little wedgy. Again, unless these really start to break out to the upside, I'm not very bullish on oil. Commodities overall, again, follow through. That's an ETF. Precious metals are all over the place. Base metals, let me go back to daily. Base metals are breaking down from the high base. Steel pulling back. You can come a little bit further down to the support area before it bounces, right? But it's still in an uptrend. But again, it's not following through right now. Palladium breaking down, copper breaking down, agriculture is high basing, sugarcane, getting tired, corn, double top, wheat, nice healthy pullback there, soybeans even pulling back, skip nat gas, Bitcoin breaking out again, right? We've been talking about this breakout for a while. Broke out once, came back into structure, breaking out again. I think this is more solid for more upside. Okay, more upside. It's 36, almost 37,000. Again, the target is about 50 at this point. Litecoin has also had a nice sort of breakout. Ethereum is really bullish. It's kicking ass all over the place. Topped 1500, trying to go incredibly bullish. It's a wave 3. It met our target of 1500, right, from all the way back here. I said this was a 2. This is a breakout, and look for more upside. That worked out very nicely. What is it? Ripple, all over the place. Forget about this thing. The dollar continues to push higher. In this F flag, it's a 1, 2, 3 up. Is this the bottom? I hear all these people. I don't know what this is, to be honest with you, right? We'll see if this is the bottom or not. Well, it's the most overcrowded trade. I don't care what it is. We'll figure it out when the time comes. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay, so let me just kind of put this trend line here. All right, it's breaking out just right in here. But again, no follow through, so we'll wait. All right, let me get rid of all this other stuff here because it's probably distracting to everybody. Okay, so this is going to be the key area. Is it going to break out from this wedgie looking pattern or not? All right, so 1, 2, 3 up, dual resistance. Let's see if it pulls back and then breaks out, whatever the case may be. This is the special drawing rights. Okay, almost came to the top here. Right, it can still make it to the top, but right now it's just testing the support area. All right, U.S. dollar Japanese, it broke out from last time. We talked about it. Let me switch back. All right, nice little follow through. We said that this had to correct. Right, it's pointing one way, it's going to do the other. Euro is pulling back a little bit more, a little deeper, head and shoulders. Again, as long as it remains above this trend line, we'll look for further upside. Great Britain pound is getting tired, falling down from this wedgie formation. Let's see if it high bases or it starts to really, pull back and the dollar takes off. Right? That's the two possibilities here. So for now, it's high basing. If it starts to break down from this area, from right in here, if it starts to break down from here, right, well, you can consider that's bearish and the dollar's going to take off. All right, US dollar, Turkish lira. Dollar continues to devalue against the Turkish lira. Again, they raised interest rates. They defended it. It's working out great. US dollar ruble, not much there. Dollar CAD. We had that breakout from this falling F flag. No follow through as of yet, so the bias remains to the downside. We can say now that this is kind of a wedgie looking formation here. All right, eventually this is going to have to correct. We're not there yet. Australian dollar USD, it's broken down, not very convincingly. New Zealand dollar is still holding above the previous trend line. in this formation hither. All right. US dollar, Mexican peso, nothing much there. And dollar trying to hold on against the yuan. All right, 10-year. All right, breaking out again, pushing towards that 120 area. So again, there's compression going on with the earnings yield. All right, 257, 120-ish. So keep that in mind. Aggregate bonds are selling off. Skip that. Skip that. Skip that. All right. So the inflation trade, this should have, started to correct. Okay. Instead, we got a breakout. Fair enough. So what happens when the tips lead TLT, which is a 20-year bond? Well, that means that they're expecting inflation. All right. You're expecting inflation. Does anybody believe that it's going to go above and sustain above 2% or 2.5%? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. All right. We're in a deflationary environment. We have scarring in the economy. I don't see that, to be honest with you. I just, unemployment is way too high. Weekly unemployment claims way too fucking high. Just imagine that at 500,000 is the recent historical extreme high, and we're at 900,000. So what does that tell you, right? All right, TLT, skip that one. What else do I want to look at? All right, Royal Caribbean, all right, broken down. Norwegian, okay. These are the shit stocks. We're just kind of taking a look at them. Continue to pull back, probably to this support area. It will be nice little trade to the upside once it does get to this support area here. Okay, you can take a nice little long position. If it breaks down, get out. Same thing with Carnival. All right. Let's look at the fangs, right, internally. Apple broke out, pulled back. Amazon broke out, not very convincingly. Microsoft is doing fine. Facebook, nah. Netflix, nothing. Sideways, right? Google did a really nice job. Nvidia, still waiting for this thing to pop. Still waiting for it to pop. Hopefully it'll come soon. Tesla, kind of going sideways, high basing. PayPal, double topping, but it's still in a world of its own. Snapchat has broken out from this structure very nicely. Shake Shack had a nice little pop and then boom, right back down. I'm not worried about this one. I think this one goes higher. Let's take a look at the airlines. Right at support, Delta. This one you can take to the upside. All right. If you wanna play with these, it's a nice little risk reward. All right. Let me just put this right there. Nice little risk reward to the upside. American Airlines. This was one of the let's beat the man bullshit. Not doing much. It's just garbage. Southwest, I'm still bullish on, even though it broke down from trend line. Unless the entire airline industry starts to, collapse, which Jets doesn't suggest that right now. I think this is just going to high base and then push higher. They got a lot of cash. It's a well-run company. They're fine. Alaska Airline is high basing. JetBlue is high basing. Spirit, they announced they're going to start hiring in March, so that's breaking out a little bit. It's, okay. Allegiant, high basing. Hawaiian, high basing. SkyWest is at support. This one you can take to the upside as well. And Ryanair, nothing. EasyJet, probably nice little trade if it breaks out here. All right. Now remember, airlines are guessing. Okay, they're going to try to put as many airplanes as they can up in the air. If everybody's losing money, who cares? They'll find money. Governments will bail them out. Banks are going to run to give them money. They don't care, right? So just because they're hiring and putting airplanes up in the air, don't expect profitability anytime soon. It'll come eventually, but it's not going to come anytime soon. Um, Let me look at the TSA numbers. Right, kind of crap. It is the low season, but it's still, there's nothing here. It's just kind of stuck. You had some snow days, so we can kind of skip that. But generally speaking, there's no movement to the upside. Copa. Skip that one. Skip that one. All right. So that's pretty much it. All right. So the market right now doesn't look very healthy. Doesn't mean it cannot be healthy in a couple of days. Everything starts to break out. Everything is going to, breaking the previous high and blah blah blah. Fair enough, but the M pattern is what I'm looking for. Sorry, that's the part that I'm looking for right now. What else? What else? Let's look at the. There we go. All right. So let's take a look at the Nasdaq and a closer. Deeper pullback. I don't expect this to hold. I think this. All right. First of all, the up move in of itself doesn't really concern me that much. What I would like to see, if this is going to be a longer term pullback, what I would like to see is a series of drops, lower lows, with huge retracements, moving, sideways, not sideways, moving downwards in a structure something like this, and then get progressively worse. Okay, that's what I would like to see. So this move up doesn't really concern me. That to me, I think would set up very nicely for the market to start going down, to start to reverse. All right, you will get that volatility where it's kind of making a lower low, back retrace, lower low, retrace, lower low, and then start to really start to fall apart at some point. To me, that would be ideal. The small caps, again, get rid of this. The small caps, again, they're breaking down. They're kind of trying to retrace, get back into the structure. I think they're tired, right? So I think this is going, again, this was one of the market leaders, right? When the fangs were going sideways. So let's see how this is, if this starts to break here, right? Starts to break here and starts doing some shit like this, then that's a very nice, perfect kind of textbook retracement. The IPOs, again, we talked about these. I want to see this one start to break down because this is what has been leading everything. This and ARK, right? This and ARK have been leading everything. And they're starting to get tired. There was something on Twitter that this mutual funds and I think it's hedge funds, they only had like 2.6% of free cash laying around, which is in a historic low. That's not good. So what happens? Well, if they start to sell off the market, right, what are they going to do? They're going to start to reduce their margins, right? That's what happens, at least initially, that's what happens, right? They start reducing margin, they're selling off stocks, and it kind of goes back and forth. And all this nonsense that, there was margin calls, and that's why the market was going down. They were selling stocks, and, to make up for GAME and AMC. That's nonsense. That's just stupid. That's just dumb. So again, even with this move down is to me is a little bit too sharp. It's too sharp. Doesn't mean it can't go straight down, but it's to me it's too sharp. So what I expect probably for today and tomorrow is something like this. Right. I'm not saying it's going to go that deep, but I'm just saying if it is going to start to correct, it will start to retrace a little bit, then come down, lower low, and so forth. All right. Uh, what else? What else? All right. Let's take a look at the. No, that's not what I want. All right. Just kind of take a look at the daily treasury. Right. We're about 27.7 trillion. Right. And we were last year, 2019, where we ended up was 22 trillion. All right. So we really packed on, 5 point something trillion. That's a lot of money back in the market. And now, they're going to have that. They also passed that 900 trillion billion. Sorry, 900 billion. And now they're going to pass the 1.9 trillion at some point here in the near future. But again, is this the towards the end of the excessive deficits? I mean, there will be a lot more deficits for sure, right? But there'll be more of a um, let's kind of sustain this kind of maintenance kind of deficits as opposed to excessive like here take money here take money. And if that's the case, I think the market starts to reverse, right? If it's just maintenance kind of deficits as opposed to excessive deficits, and we're on the second half of the you know uh, stimulus frenzy, then there's a good possibility we'll get that retracement. Long overdue retracement, right? And then the Fed is going to step in. They're going to increase QE. They'll come up with something, right? Guarantee some loans again and whatever. We'll figure it out then, all right? Um, Beyond that, I don't have much more to say, to be honest with you. Um, Again, it's just kind of a wait and see. A lot of charts are broken, a lot of M patterns, possible M patterns setting up, and um, you know, again, the liquidity, if it's true, and they only have like 2.5, 2.6%, it's way too low, way too low, way too low. And then you start seeing all these shitty stocks fucking blowing up, and short squeezes. Let's talk about that for the next 2, 3 weeks, and let's analyze that to death, you know, whatever. I think that's end game shit. There's a lot of records that have been broken and and will continue to get broken, and then everything will start to revert to the mean, and that's gonna come. All right, guys, that's it for now. If you have any questions, just post something below. Let me know, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, take care and bye bye.